Great artists are discovered every year on Britain's Got Talent, and the show offers them life-changing opportunities. Regrettably, not everyone is so fortunate. Is everyone all right? No? Very well. Malakai Boo, a musical prodigy with a voice that can break hearts, strutted onto the stage oblivious to the drama that was building behind the scenes. Crimes were said to be on the verge of happening, and they would determine this young star's fate. You will never forget the incredible skills and challenging times you experienced on Malakai's incredible journey. In 2010, the London-born artist Malakai Bayoh came into this world. Opportunities abound for bright, hard-working people in this city, which is home to many diverse cultures. He was born into a modest family and developed an early passion for music. No one could have predicted the profound impact this would have on his life. Very early on in life, Malakai demonstrated that he had talent as a singer. They fled Sierra Leone for the hope of a better life in the United Kingdom. They brought with them a wealth of cultural diversity as well as an intense appreciation for the performing arts. When Malakai was a little girl, she inherited this love. Music, both new and old, was always playing in his house, which only deepened his love for it. His mother insisted that he join the choir at South London's St. George's Church when he was just 7 years old. This, however, was no ordinary band. Director Scott Price helped Malakai develop his inherent talent. In addition to improving her singing skills, Malakai gained an appreciation for the transformative power of music and its ability to convey feelings that words alone cannot convey. In the choir, Malakai not only improved her singing, but she also learned to work well with people, stay focused, and complete tasks. Hard training and public appearances boosted his confidence, preparing him for future bigger events. The decision to sing solo at a school Christmas concert changed Malakai's life in an instant. Shocking his teachers and classmates, he sang "O Holy Night." His future success was paved in large part by that performance, which went viral and was seen by millions of people. The sudden notoriety Malakai enjoyed was a watershed moment that propelled him to aspirations he had never dared to imagine. His family decided to try something new in light of the overwhelming response. In 2022, Malakai put his talents to the test by auditioning for Britain's Got Talent, one of the most popular talent shows in the UK. With the unwavering backing of her family and years of dedicated practice, Malakai finally achieved her goal of becoming a musician. He saw it as more than a game. It was an opportunity to share his message with the world. Every note he sang carried the ambition and aspirations of a young Londoner who was raring to go on stage. He possessed a solid foundation and an abundance of fire. It was his cue to step onto the stage. He was now just waiting for his big moment. Malakai Bayoh felt equal parts nervous and excited about his audition for Britain's Got Talent. There were a lot of his loved ones there to support him. Two of his most supportive family members, his mother and sister, were there. The contestants hurriedly prepared for their big moment, creating an electric atmosphere backstage. As Malakai made her way onto the stage, the audience went silent and grew increasingly enthusiastic. With an assurance not often seen in a 13-year-old, Malakai greeted Simon Cowell and the other judges. The song he chose to sing was "Pa" by Sarah Brightman. It was a challenging song that called for strong vocals and excellent technique. Because Malakai's voice was so powerful, passionate, and unadulterated, the room fell silent at the sound of the opening notes. The audience was clearly on the edge of their seats as he confidently and precisely hit the high notes. When the final note was played, everyone in the room cheered. A large number of people cheered enthusiastically. All eyes were on the judges as they exchanged expressions of shock. Simon Cowell, renowned for his stern personality, took the stage first. He complimented Malakai on his excellent singing and commended him for the courage to perform such a challenging song. Amanda Holden lauded the fact that she experienced new emotions with every song. Then, the day of reckoning arrived. The golden buzzer which caused golden confetti to rain down from the sky, was hit by Simon Cowell. The live shows were Malakai's first stop. There was more at stake than just moving on to the next round. It was an indication of his competence and the start of an exciting new chapter in his life. Behind the scenes, Malakai's family embraced him as he sobbed. Not only did he impress the judges and audience with his performance, but he also took a giant leap towards his dreams. This audition was more than just a performance. It was the beginning of an exciting new chapter full of opportunities. Malakai was more than simply a contestant. After receiving the Golden Buzzer, he was considered a strong contender for first place. In spite of the pressures of fame, he persevered and sang Giacomo Puccini's O mo babbino caro in the semifinals, a performance that required his exceptional vocal abilities and an abundance of emotion. However, it was a risky decision for a young musician to make. In addition to launching him into a period of unprecedented intensity in his training, it provided him with an opportunity to showcase the maturity of his voice. Malakai devoted countless hours to honing his voice with the guidance of vocal instructors while he studied opera. They showed him how to increase his range and regulate his breathing. They were also instrumental in his deciphering the profound emotions conveyed by the music. Voice lessons, stage rehearsals, and consultations with performance specialists took up an increasing amount of Malakai's time as she prepared for the quarterfinals. By ensuring that the audience understood his every gesture and expression, a stage coach helped him hone his performance. The way Malakai performed in the semifinals demonstrated his dedication and hard work. Performing O mo babbino caro as a distraught daughter pleading with her father required a deft touch and command of the voice. As he played the final, the audience went wild in acclamation, and the judges couldn't contain their awe. Alicia Dixon was most moved by Malakai's talent for relating to the audience and making them feel every word. Meanwhile, a horrific tragedy unfolded amidst the hubbub, putting Malakai's resilience to the ultimate test. Just before the finals, he lost someone extremely important to him. Grandma passed away. Throughout, she had accompanied him. A chill ran down his spine as he received the news on a chilly morning, quite at odds with the warm embrace of his grandmother. Whenever he was struggling, she would be there to encourage him and cheer him on during practice. The loss of his grandma rocked him to his very being. When he felt like he was about to crumble, he drew strength from his loved ones, including his family, instructors, and friends. The program not only lifted his spirits, but it also conveyed his grandmother's pride in his accomplishments and her desire for him to continue. Despite the pain, Malakai's artistic growth was spurred by this setback. The ability to channel one's sorrow into moving music is a testament to the artist's true power. Entering the main event, Malakai was prepared to give it his best. All eyes were on the stage as the British people eagerly awaited this moment. On the most important night of Britain's Got Talent, a young performer was prepared to amaze the nation when Malakai chose Nessun Dorma from Turandot by Giacomo Puccini. A great deal was at risk. The song's message, victory over all odds, required a great deal of technical skill, a solid emotional core, and a broad vocal range. The curtain slowly rose, and Malakai, dressed in a sharp black suit, made her way onto the stage. The elegance of a true opera singer belonged to him. As soon as he began singing, it became apparent that this was more than a performance. As he reached the highest notes, his voice resounded powerfully and clearly throughout the hall. It was powerful, consistent, and emotional. When he reached the peak, his desire and motivation were at an all-time high. Malakai wasn't merely singing, he also had a tale to share. There was complete stillness in the hall upon the final note's expiration. A resounding round of enthusiastic applause resounded throughout the entire building. Many in the audience were moved to tears and stood up in admiration as Malakai performed. It required more than just exceptional talent. It required the fortitude of a spirit that had known love, sorrow, and the ability to transform tragedy into beauty. From the start, the judges could see that Malakai was on a trip. Simon Cowell, who is notoriously critical, reportedly started his speech with an unusually polite tone, according to them. This was more than just a performance, it was a powerful statement, he informed me. You demonstrated that your voice isn't the only thing that makes you an exception. You brought this piece to life with your heart and soul. Alicia Dixon nodded, her eyes gleaming with pride. He let his happiness show. You have grown so much since the first day you walked on this stage. Tonight, you didn't just perform, you really connected with everyone in this room. This was a world-class performance. The body language, the emotion, the technique, everything was perfect. Whatever happens tonight, I can guarantee you that you have a bright future ahead of you. Amanda Holden was so moved by Malakai's story that she spoke with her eyes watering. You, Malakai, have endured hardships that no one your age ought to face. It was a privilege to hear the heartfelt music you performed tonight. The room was filled with anticipation as the judges announced that Malakai had not only met, but exceeded their lofty expectations. On that fateful night, he went from being an excellent contestant to becoming one of the most famous young artists in Britain's Got Talent history. Malakai Bayoh had triumphed, that much was certain. The greatest kind of success for an artist is to win over an audience of millions, and he did it both on stage and off. New beginnings. British Idol's grand finale marked the end of an era for Malakai, but it also marked the start of a glorious new one for this extraordinary young musician in the classical music industry. What he did next was something everyone was eager to witness. Following his extremely emotional journey on the show, Malakai's career not only continued, but flourished. Just after the final, he was signed to a recording contract by a major label after Universal Music noticed his talent. He considered this a major advancement for a traditional artist. That autumn, Golden, Malakai's debut album, was released. He demonstrated his artistic breadth and depth with a set that included both classical pieces and modern songs. Sir Carl Jenkins and Andrew Lloyd Webber, two famous musicians who were keenly interested in Malakai's creative development, collaborated with him on the album. Golden was well received upon its release. Beautiful things were said about Malakai's maturity and emotional range in every note. The album did exceptionally well in Scotland and shot to the top of the official charts for classical music. Because of this, his already stellar reputation in classical music took a meteoric rise. They were cast in significant roles due to Golden's immense popularity. At the Royal Albert Hall, Malakai made her debut performance with a full symphony orchestra. He performed the songs that were on his album. Live coverage of the event propelled him to stardom as an aspiring young opera singer and drew in an audience of millions. That being said, Malakai continued to make an impression alongside more seasoned artists at major music events across Europe. His achievement not only lifted his spirits, but it also caused quite a commotion in the realm of classical music. Malakai piqued the interest of younger singers and gave them a taste of a style that was typically reserved for more established musicians. Many aspiring musicians credited Malakai's performances with rekindling their love for classical music, and the number of students enrolled in music schools and youth bands increased. When discussing the significance of mentoring young musicians and the role they should play in society, his name kept popping up. As an artist, Malakai is involved in more than just her solo projects. In addition, he collaborates with organizations dedicated to music education to provide workshops and private lessons to aspiring young singers. Working hard, going to school, and loving music are three things he stresses all the time. According to Malakai, every song I sing holds a piece of my story in my heart. He believes that human experiences, whether positive or negative, enrich art. Learning how to be a great artist, a symbol of honesty and depth in music, is one of the most important things Malakai has learned. Even though he works in an industry where fashion and commerce dictate the pace of change, he is determined to remain authentic. Ability, perseverance, and music can unite people. Malakai Boo's journey from a possible contestant on Britain's Got Talent to a world-renowned classical singer exemplifies this. As his career takes off and his influence grows, he is doing more than just cementing his position in the industry, he is also serving as an example for aspiring artists. These principles have become Malakai's singing compass, allowing him to shine both onstage and off as he preserves and shares the music he loves. Malakai has plans beyond his singing career. He is eager to carry on the legacy of music. He plans to use his celebrity status to inspire disadvantaged youth to pursue music education. His heart's desire is to establish a music school that provides a safe space for aspiring musicians to pursue their passions without financial constraints. Any child who loves music should be able to follow their dream, Malakai said, pledging to continue helping those who have helped him. Because of his unique blend of technical prowess and emotional depth, Malakai stands out in the classical music world, and his admirers have high hopes for him. Malakai is a gifted storyteller in addition to being a talented singer. New musical styles are also being explored by Malakai. He has an ambition to experiment with various styles and compose his own music in order to create unique works. Additionally, he aspires to collaborate with other artists to create innovative music that a wider audience can appreciate. Malakai's accomplishments and growth have brought great pride to his family, particularly his mother. Watching him grow up kind and humble despite all the attention he gets makes me prouder than any award, she stated during a conversation. Nevertheless, he expresses his deepest gratitude to his family, particularly his late grandmother and mother, who instilled in him a love for art that transcends fleeting fame. The true value of music is not in the applause, but in how sincerely you convey it, said he. Going forward, Malakai Bayoh will be known as more than simply a young singer who rose to fame on Britain's Got Talent. From a gifted contestant, Malakai blossomed into a classical music superstar. Her life exemplifies the power of talent, perseverance, and genuine artistic passion. Outside of the music industry, she aspires to have a greater impact. On stage and in the hearts of music lovers everywhere, his influence is growing and his body of work is only getting bigger. Malakai will continue to seek out new opportunities and work in different countries as time goes on. In the future, what can we expect from this talented singer's musical endeavors? Their message of inspiration to other creatives to pursue their passions is something we are eager to hear.